So, here's the next question. Why can't most of us remember past incarnations, while only a small percent of us do remember? I think it really depends on a couple different things. And it really depends on a lot of your belief about how you come here. Many believe that they come here with a pre-planned idea of what they want to experience. Many people believe that they are carrying a bigger mission in life. Many people believe that they are here to achieve something, and this might be their last time here. There's a lot of people who believe a lot of different things about coming here in general. I believe we come here to experience our separation from Source. And as far as why can't most of us remember past incarnations, I think you have to be open to it. You have to be not in a place of not believing it's possible. I think that's why children are more likely to remember it, because they don't have that subconscious belief yet. I think you have to be aware. I think every one of us has had an experience of deja vu or experience of going somewhere and just feeling like you've been there before. I believe that we all have memories of our connection to places innately within us. We just don't necessarily recognize what that is. For me personally, I did not want to get into reincarnation at all. Hadn't really got into the possibility. I hadn't thought about it. I was Catholic, but I was a Catholic who had began studying other things, because my mom told me, go figure out what you believe. But the more I dug into, the first person told me about my past life, and then, a whole bunch more told me about my past life. And then I had the regression and remembered the past life. And then the more I studied, the more I began to see that in the ancient text, the Bible and so on and so forth, there were references to, Jesus himself said it, if I want him to stay until I come, what's that to you? I'm talking about you. In my regression, I talk about, for me, it was about I had to stay here to keep the vibration here. Because if there were multiple realities or whatever, you had to know which one to come back to. You had to leave an anchor or something back there to say, hey, over here. But so as far as my incarnations as John, I'm not 100% sure what that's about, but I find it interesting that maybe there was that John has been reincarnating and staying in this conscious plane, until this time or whatever, or sometime in the future. That's a possibility. I think there's a lot of people who have lived lots of lives, and maybe and some people believe all the lives at once, but that we've lived lots of lives, and those lots of lives do in some way make up who we are. And I think probably the more lives you've lived, the more likely you are to start having memories of them, because now they're just memories. They're just there, and you're probably more attuned with going in and out of lives. Some people are just so closed off that they'll never know, or never even open themselves up to the possibility, and that's their choice, and that's got to be okay. That's got to be okay with that. Some people have so much doubt in themselves that even if they had an experience, they would doubt it so much that they would let it go. So it really comes down to, I think all of us have had experiences of our past lives, but it's a matter of, do we accept them or not, or do we recognize them for what they are, or and for those who do recognize them and are very aware of them, are they 100% assessing them correctly? Because there are a lot of people who will go to a reader, and the reader will say, you were this. And they say, oh, yes, I was. And they start to do that. And until you have your own experiences with it, until you have your own understanding that, this was for me, my life as John Ben Zebedee, is visceral. I mean, I literally when I have the memories, it's like I'm there. I smell the air, I feel the wind, I feel the ground underneath my feet. It feels like I am there, and so for me, that tells me that that's true, because I'm not only getting a memory, I'm getting a very visceral memory with experience involved. But I have never met anybody who remembers their life that way, and so I'm sure they're out there. I just haven't met them, right? I'm sure that there are other people who remember their past lives that way. I also know people who just get visual memories. I have one guy who I watched go through a regression who didn't get anything visual at all, but he got all the information. And then when we went back and checked out the information, we discovered that everything he said was completely accurate for China at the very specific time. He said he was in China and it fit all the political things that he was discussing. And it was fascinating how much really in-depth information he had about China at that time period, but he never had a visual. So I find it interesting. Because there are some people who will remember, but I just think it's because they're more open. I hope that answers your question, and good luck on your search. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.